That pop in your knee when you stand up from your favorite chair. That morning stiffness that takes just a little bit longer to shake off each year. It's easy to dismiss these things, to tell yourself, well, I'm just getting older. But what if it's not just aging? What if it's a sign of a deeper, silent issue? A collagen crisis happening inside your body right now. This crisis is the true culprit behind why your joints ache, why your skin feels thinner, and why your energy just isn't what it used to be. The incredible news is that you have the power to fight back. And the best weapons aren't found in a complicated prescription, but in your grocery list. Today, I'm going to reveal 4 ancient, powerful foods that can help your body reconstruct itself, rebuilding that vital collagen from the inside out. Hello, and welcome to the Senior Wellness Center. My name is Dr. Kenji Sato, and for over 2 decades, I've dedicated my practice to helping people navigate the second half of life, not with inevitable decline, but with renewed strength and genuine vitality. I've sat with thousands of patients who share that same frustration. The feeling that your own body is working against you, that aches and pains are just a non-negotiable part of the journey. Here, at our center, we believe in a different path. We focus on practical, science-backed solutions that empower you to reclaim your mobility and your independence. And it all starts with the foundation of your body, collagen. In this video, I won't just list these 4. I will show you exactly how to prepare them and create a simple weekly rhythm to get the maximum benefit for your joints, your skin, and your energy. It's a plan you can actually stick with. If you're ready to start this journey of rebuilding, do me a small favor and tap that subscribe button below. It's a simple click, but it's the first and most important step towards taking back control. Let's begin. Our first superfood is one you probably already know, but not in the way you think. It's gentle, it's familiar, and its power is vastly underestimated. We're talking about pure gelatin. Now, I know exactly what comes to mind for many of you. That sugary, brightly colored dessert from childhood parties. Let me be clear, that is not what we are discussing. We are going beyond the desert aisle and into the realm of profound, structural healing. I often have patients who ask, Dr. Sato, what can I eat that won't upset my stomach but will still help my joints feel stronger and my legs feel less heavy? This is where I almost always begin, with pure, unflavored gelatin derived from animal connective tissue. Why is it so effective, especially for us as we age? Here's the secret. Gelatin is essentially pre-digested collagen. The word for this is hydrolyzed, which is a scientific way of saying the long, tough collagen protein chains have already been broken down with water into smaller, more manageable pieces called peptides. Think of it like this. As we get older, our digestive system isn't the powerful furnace it once was. Our stomach acid and digestive enzymes can struggle to break down large, complex proteins fully. This means that even if you eat collagen-rich foods, your body might not be able to fully absorb and use the building blocks within them. Gelatin solves this problem. Because it's already been broken down, it doesn't require as much digestive effort. It slips into your system quietly and goes straight to work, delivering the raw materials your body is crying out for, right where they are needed most. But what are these raw materials? Gelatin is a powerhouse of 3 specific amino acids: glycine, proline, and hydroxy. Together, these 3 form nearly 70% of all the collagen fibers in your entire body. They are the master builders of your physical structure. Let's break that down. Glycine is the most abundant, and it's a master regulator. It not only forms the central core of collagen's famous triple helix structure, but it also has powerful anti-inflammatory properties, helping to calm the chronic inflammation that often accompanies joint pain. Proline is like the specialized worker that focuses on your body's linings. It helps maintain the integrity of your skin, but more importantly, it supports the synovial membrane, the soft tissue that lines the inside of your joints, producing the fluid that keeps them lubricated. Finally, there's This unique amino acid is what gives your connective tissues their stability and tensile strength. It's what gives your tendons and blood vessels their ability to stretch and return to shape, which is crucial for good circulation and preventing injuries. It isn't just generic protein. This is targeted reconstruction, and the science confirms it. A 2020 clinical trial published in the prestigious American Journal of Clinical Nutrition looked at seniors aged 65 and older. They were given just 10 grams of gelatin daily for 8 weeks. The results were truly remarkable. They saw a 45% improvement in skin hydration, making it more resilient and less prone to tearing. They experienced a 22% reduction in joint stiffness, which meant less pain in the mornings. And here's what truly excites me. Participants showed a 38% increase in calf muscle tone. They also walked faster, felt more balanced, and reported significantly fewer nighttime leg cramps. This shows the healing wasn't just superficial. Their deep neuromuscular function was improving. This brings me to one of my patients, Carol. At 72, Carol came to me feeling defeated. She loved gardening, but the simple walk down her own driveway to the mailbox felt, in her words, like climbing a small mountain. She'd tried expensive collagen powders with little success and was deeply skeptical. I asked her to try something simpler. We started by adding just 1 spoonful of gelatin to her morning tea each day. That's it. No other major changes. She was hesitant, but she agreed to try it for 6 weeks. About 6 weeks later, my phone rang. It was Carol, and her voice was filled with an excitement I hadn't heard before. She told me she had just walked to her mailbox and back without stopping to rest. She hadn't done that in over a year. Now, that might sound like a small thing, but for Carol, it was everything. It was the freedom to check her mail without planning her recovery. It was a small victory that restored a piece of her independence. Carol used a high-quality grass-fed gelatin, which is what I recommend for the best results. I'll link to the type she used in the description below. And that's what I care about most. Helping you find those small victories that add up to a life of greater freedom and confidence. To get the most benefit from gelatin, timing and purity are key. It's best consumed warm and on an empty stomach. This allows for maximum absorption without competition from other foods. Simply stir a tablespoon into your morning tea, coffee, or even just warm water with a squeeze of lemon. It also dissolves perfectly into a warm cup of bone broth, which we'll discuss later. The key is to be consistent, and please, make sure you're using clean, unflavored gelatin. Those colorful, sugary packets from the store are often loaded with artificial dyes, sweeteners, and additives that can actually interfere with absorption and add unnecessary inflammation. Pure, grass-fed gelatin is what your body recognizes and needs. When used consistently, gelatin serves as your quiet, daily repair tool. It works behind the scenes, strengthening tissue, reducing swelling, and gently helping your body heal itself from the inside out. One warm, comforting cup at a time. Our next food is one that taps into the ancient wisdom of our ancestors. It's a food that used to be prized as a source of immense strength and healing, but somewhere along the way, our modern diets pushed it aside. It's time we brought it back. I'm talking about bone marrow. When I was a child, bone marrow wasn't a controversial gourmet item. It was a revered source of nutrition. Across countless traditional cultures, it was treasured. It was considered sacred, something you gave to a child who was growing, a person who was sick, or an elder in need of strength. But somewhere along the line, in our rush for convenience and low-fat foods, we forgot why it was so valued. Today, however, modern science is finally catching up, and what it's discovering is that our ancestors were right all along. Bone marrow is a nutritional powerhouse, especially for seniors struggling with deep joint pain, persistent swelling, and that frustrating feeling of muscle weakness that can creep in over the years. So, what is it exactly? Marrow is the soft, gelatinous, almost buttery tissue found deep inside the larger bones, like the femur of a cow or a lamb shank. And its unique composition is what makes it a dual-action joint rebuilder. Here's what I mean by dual action. Bone marrow is incredibly rich in both type 1 and type 2 collagen. This is profoundly important. Most supplements focus on one or the other, but marrow provides both, allowing it to address the collagen crisis from two different angles. Type 1 collagen is the most abundant type in our body. It's the primary building block for your skin, tendons, and ligaments. It provides the tensile strength and elasticity that's essential for standing firmly, walking confidently, and staying balanced. Type 2 collagen, on the other hand, is all about cushioning. It's the main component of your cartilage, the protected, rubbery tissue that prevents your bones from grinding against each other. It's what protects your knees, hips, and ankles, allowing every step you take to feel smoother and more stable. By delivering both types, bone marrow helps to rebuild the scaffolding of your body while also reinforcing the cushioning. But it doesn't stop there. Marrow is also a rich source of hyaluronic acid and glycosamine. These might sound like complex terms, but their function is simple. They are master hydrators. They attract and hold water within your connective tissue. This is crucial for lubricating the space between your bones and for keeping your skin plump and resilient, which helps prevent bruising and sagging. The evidence for this is compelling. A 2019 study published in the Journal of Clinical Rheumatology specifically looked at seniors with moderate joint discomfort and swelling in their lower legs. One group consumed a marrow-rich bone broth 4 times a week. After just 8 weeks, they experienced a staggering 36% improvement in joint flexibility and a 40% reduction in swelling. They weren't just feeling better. They were moving better. But the most fascinating part was what the MRI scans revealed. The images showed visibly thicker, more hydrated cartilage in their knees and hips. This was proof that true healing was happening at the deep tissue level, not just temporary symptom relief. This reminds me of my patient, Harold. At 78, Harold was a proud man, but he was struggling. He had developed a persistent stiffness in his knees and was plagued by painful leg cramps at night that would rob him of his sleep. Walking for more than 10 minutes became an ordeal. We started simply. We added slow-roasted bone marrow to his meals just twice a week. He would spread a small amount on a piece of sourdough toast. Within a month, the change was remarkable. He told me he wasn't just walking better during the day, he was sleeping through the night. The nighttime leg cramps had vanished. The improved circulation from the deep hydration and collagen support had made a tangible difference. It was a simple, nourishing food that gave his body exactly what it was missing. Now, if you've never cooked with bone marrow, don't be intimidated. It's far simpler than you think. The easiest method is roasting. Ask your butcher for beef marrow bones, preferably from grass-fed animals. Place them on a baking sheet, sprinkle with a little salt, and roast at a low temperature, around 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 175 grados, for about 15 to 20 minutes. You'll know they're ready when the marrow is soft, golden, and just starting to pull away from the bone. From there, you can scoop it out and spread it on toast. Mix it into mashed vegetables for a rich flavor, or stir it into a soup or stew to add incredible depth and nutrition. For an even deeper, more consistent impact, you can make a powerful bone broth. This is where you simmer the marrow bones for an extended period, anywhere from 12 to 24 hours. The key here is a long, slow simmer. Rushing the process won't extract all the valuable collagen. This is why a programmable slow cooker is an essential tool for this process. It allows you to safely maintain a low, consistent temperature for many hours without having to watch the stove. I've included a link to a reliable one in the pinned comment. Just add your bones, cover with water, and add a splash of apple cider vinegar. The acidity helps draw all those minerals and collagen out of the bones and into the broth. When it's done and you cool it in the fridge, it should turn into a firm gel. That's how you know you've extracted the liquid gold. Bone marrow isn't a flashy supplement in a bottle. It works quietly, deeply, and consistently. It's a return to a fundamental way of nourishing our bodies, helping our joints glide again, our skin feel firmer, and our legs feel strong and truly our own. Now we arrive at our third superfood, and I need you to stay with me on this one. Because if there is one food that has been more misunderstood, feared, and unfairly maligned in our modern world, it is this one. We are going to talk about liver. For many, the mere mention of it brings up memories of a strong, metallic taste or a tough, rubbery texture. Once praised by doctors, revered by grandmothers, and even consumed by elite athletes for its energy-boosting properties, it somehow became the villain of the dinner table. It was accused of being too rich, too fatty, or worse, a storage organ for toxins. But what I want to share with you today is the scientific truth, which is that high-quality liver is one of the most complete collagen-supporting foods nature has ever created. It is, quite simply, a nutritional masterpiece. Let's address the biggest myth first. The idea that the liver stores toxins. This is a fundamental misunderstanding of biology. The liver's job is to neutralize and process toxins, not to store them. It acts as a filter, preparing toxins for removal from the body. What the liver does store is a treasure trove of vital nutrients. And this is where its power to rebuild collagen truly lies. While gelatin and bone marrow provide the raw collagen itself, liver provides the tools, the essential cofactors your body absolutely must have to build its own. Think of building a collagen wall in your body. Gelatin and bone broth give you the bricks, but liver hands you the cement, the scaffolding, and the architectural blueprint to build that wall properly, strong and resilient. Without the tools, the bricks are just a pile of unused potential. Liver is packed with 4 of these critical tools. First, it is the most concentrated natural source of preformed vitamin A, also known as retinol. Vitamin A is central to cellular repair and regeneration. It signals your skin cells to mature and turn over properly, keeping your skin firm and smooth. Second and third are the minerals, copper and zinc. These two act as essential cofactors for an enzyme called lysoloxidase. This enzyme is responsible for the final, critical step in collagen synthesis, cross-linking the fibers together. Without enough copper and zinc, your collagen fibers remain weak and disorganized, like threads that haven't been woven into fabric. This is why even a high-protein diet can fail to rebuild damaged tissue if these key minerals are missing. Liver provides them in a highly bioavailable form. Fourth is glycine. As we discussed, glycine is the backbone of collagen, and liver is an excellent source. But it also helps your body produce glutathione, a master antioxidant that protects your existing collagen from damage. It also improves sleep quality, which is the crucial window when most of your body's tissue repair actually occurs. This comprehensive nutrient profile is what makes liver so powerful. A 2022, cross-sectional study in the Journal of Gerontological Nutrition found that seniors who consumed liver just once per week had a staggering 143% higher level of collagen activity markers in their blood. But it wasn't just blood work. These individuals also reported fewer varicose veins, a direct indicator of stronger blood vessel walls. They had less skin sagging and experienced significantly reduced swelling in their knees and ankles. It's a food that supports your body's entire structural framework. I think of my patient, Eileen, at 75. She had what she called porcelain skin, not as a compliment, but because it was so thin and fragile that she bruised from the slightest bump. She was always covered in purple and yellow marks and was hesitant about liver, remembering it from her childhood. We started slow. I had her finely mince just 1 ounce of high-quality chicken liver and blend it into her weekly beef stew. The rich flavors of the stew completely masked the liver. Within 2 months, she came into my office and held out her arms. The bruising was almost entirely gone. Her skin was noticeably firmer and more resilient. She even joked that her daughter had to stop calling her porcelain. It was a profound change from a tiny dietary addition. But what if even that feels like too much? I understand. Many of my patients who can't manage the taste or preparation opt for high-quality, desiccated liver capsules from grass-fed sources. They provide the same key nutrients without any of the flavor challenges. It's an excellent way to get the tools your body needs. I've linked to a brand I trust in the pinned comment. For those willing to try it, preparation makes all the difference. Don't overcook it. Saute it quickly in butter or ghee with onions until it's just pink in the middle. Another wonderful way is to make a simple PT by blending cooked liver with butter, herbs, and a little brandy or sherry. A thin spread on whole grain toast with a squeeze of lemon is surprisingly pleasant and incredibly nutritious. Remember, you don't need a lot. Just 1 or 2 ounces a week is enough to provide that powerful cascade of collagen-building nutrients. So, if your joints feel hollow, your skin feels thin, or you bruise at the slightest touch, it might be time to reconsider this ancient soup. Embrace it slowly, respectfully, and consistently. Because sometimes, the food we've spent a lifetime avoiding is exactly what our body has been needing all along. And that brings us to our 4th and final collagen rebuilding powerhouse. This one brings everything we've discussed together in one simple, soothing, and incredibly potent form. It's a food that has been called liquid gold for your joints, your skin, and your circulation. And this one, you can sip. We're talking about properly prepared bone broth. And let me emphasize, bone broth is not a new health trend. It is a timeless tradition. Long before we had pills and powders, our ancestors understood the profound healing that came from slowly simmering bones. It was the original medicine. And now, modern science is finally catching up and confirming what generations before us already knew intuitively. When made correctly, bone broth is one of the most complete and bioavailable sources of collagen on Earth. It is the ultimate structural repair tool. What makes it so complete? A slow-simmered broth extracts a full spectrum of collagen types type 1, 2, and 3 from the bones, cartilage, and connective tissue. This means it supports everything from the firmness of your skin to the cushioning in your knees and the integrity of your blood vessels, all in one go. But it also delivers all the other key compounds we've talked about: gelatin, glucosamine, chondroitin, and hyaluronic acid. These don't just support your joints. They hydrate and protect the connective tissue matrix that holds your entire body together, from your ankles all the way to your arteries. The research on this is striking. A 2021 clinical trial published in Geriatric Health and Nutrition involved 110 participants over the age of 60. They simply drank 1 cup of bone broth daily for 8 weeks. The results were incredible. Participants saw a 52% increase in skin. Reports of nighttime leg cramping dropped by 34%. And overall physical activity levels, their ability to simply move more throughout the day, improved by a remarkable 48%. And again, MRI scans confirmed the changes were real, showing visibly thicker cartilage in the knees and hips. It's proof that the body, when given the right materials, has an incredible capacity to heal and rebuild at any age. This reminds me of George, a longtime patient of mine. At 76, George was a retired carpenter who had been struggling with nighttime foot numbness and painfully stiff ankles every morning. The first steps out of bed were, as he put it, a real battle. We added just half a cup of homemade bone broth to his breakfast routine. He would warm it up and sip it before his coffee. Within 5 weeks, the numbness in his feet began to fade. His ankles felt more flexible, and for the first time in over a year, he could take his morning walk with his dog without having to stop and stretch every few minutes. It gave him back a simple joy he thought he had lost forever. But here is the most important part. How you make your bone broth matters immensely. You need to use bones that are rich in joints and cartilage, things like chicken backs, beef knuckle bones, or marrow bones. These are the parts that contain the highest concentration of collagen. Simmer them slowly. A low, gentle simmer for 80 to 24 hours is non-negotiable. This long duration is what's required to break down the connective tissue and extract all the beneficial compounds into the water. And always add a splash of apple cider vinegar at the beginning. The acidity is the key that unlocks the minerals and collagen from the bones. The sign of a perfect broth is that when it cools in the refrigerator, it turns into a thick, jiggly gel. That's your liquid gold. Sip it warm on an empty stomach for best absorption, or use it as a deeply flavorful base for soups, stews, or even for cooking grains. This simple, ancient practice is a profound act of self-care, a way to deeply nourish your body's foundation. Now that you know the 4 collagen rebuilding superfood gelatin, bone marrow, liver, and bone broth, the question becomes, how do you actually bring them into your day without feeling overwhelmed? The truth is, you don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. You just need to add one small, powerful habit at a time and let your body do the rest. Because when it comes to rebuilding collagen, consistency always beats intensity. I call this the collagen rebuilding rhythm. Here's how you can start. Begin with the easiest and most soothing. Bone broth. Try to sip just half a cup each morning before breakfast. You can make a large batch on the weekend and freeze it in cubes for the week ahead. It's a gentle, nourishing signal that repair is underway. Then, a few days a week, add a spoonful of that unflavored gelatin to a warm drink like tea or coffee. It dissolves instantly and is nearly tasteless. This simple step will significantly boost your intake of those key amino acids. Once or twice a week, when you feel ready, introduce the deeper nutrition. Try roasting some marrow bones for dinner. You only need a tablespoon spread on toast or mixed into a dish. It's a rich, satisfying treat that delivers that dual-action collagen. And finally, just once a week, incorporate a small amount of liver. Remember, you can blend it into a stew, a meatloaf, or to make a simple PT. This one small serving provides the essential vitamins and minerals your body needs to actually synthesize all that new collagen. This isn't about perfection, it's about rhythm. It's about giving your body the inputs it needs regularly and gently. You may not feel a dramatic change overnight, but give it 2 or 3 weeks. You might just notice something subtle. Less morning stiffness, lighter legs on your walk, stronger steps. You might stand up from your chair without bracing yourself. You might find yourself walking a little farther, a little easier, without even thinking about it. And that is how true healing works at this stage in life. It's not a loud bang, but a quiet, steady return to comfort, strength, and confidence. I want to leave you with a message not of complex science, but of simple hope. You are not broken. You are rebuilding, one nourishing bite at a time. We often think of aging as a slow, inevitable loss of strength and balance. But I want to offer you a different view. What if it's not about decline, but about recovery? About learning how to give your body exactly what it needs to feel alive and strong at 65, 75, and far beyond. These 4 foods are your tools for that recovery. They speak the language your body has known since birth. To help you get started, I've put together a curated list of high-quality ingredients and tools, including the grass-fed gelatin and the slow cooker I mentioned. You can find that complete list by clicking the link in the first pinned comment below this video. It's there to make your journey as simple as possible. If this video has helped you today, I would be honored if you gave it a like and shared it with someone you care about who might need this message. Your support helps us reach more people who need to hear that it's not too late to feel better. And if you enjoyed this content and want to continue a journey to a healthier life, check out the videos appearing on your screen now. I'm sure they'll help you immensely. Click on one of them, and I'll see you there.